Hello, everyone. It's Peggy McCall, and we are still a few seconds away from the top of the hour. Welcome. We are here for another session of Authors and Money, and I'm so delighted that you're here. A couple days ago, I was at the event, the Paradigm Shift event, where I saw some of you, and I was there, and something just popped in my mind, and I made a note that I decided that I was going to do another session on authors and money to help you understand and really recognize where the opportunities are and that these opportunities are available for you. So we have a really good turnout today. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see the little chat roll. And Sid's here from Las Vegas. All right, great. Karen's here. I see we have Jackie G's here, Bianca, Dr. UC. And if you're wondering where I'm getting all these names, I'm on the little chat roll there. And if you're looking at the presentation, you'll see it on the right-hand side of the screen. And just hopefully this is working. Is this working, the chat roll? All right, let me see if, there we go. It's rolling now, I think. I think it's rolling now. Okay, is this working? Just making sure that, yes, it is. Okay, super, super. Hopefully that's all working for you guys. Okay. So I'm going to keep the chat roll open. And the reason why I'm keeping it open is, hi, Ariana. I'm happy to have you here. This is great. Okay, so the reason why I'm going to keep the chat roll open is because I'm looking to make this particular session an interactive session. All right. Now, what I'd like you to do is I want you to interact with me. All right, not with each other, interact with me. I'm going to ask you some questions. All right, I want to see you answering the questions right here in the chat screen. I'm going to get you engaged, and I'm also going to invite you to really pay attention to what I'm talking about in this time that we're having here together, because I'm going to give you some ideas and suggestions, and I suggest that you get yourself a pen and get some paper and get ready to take some notes. And whether you're an author and you've already written a book, or whether you're looking at writing a book, or you hadn't even really thought about writing a book, but it might be something that you're consciously thinking about now, what I'm going to do with you in this hour that we have together is I'm going to talk to you about how to create success as it relates to money. And money, frankly, if you don't have it, it's going to create some challenges for you. And what I love helping people do is create and earn money and attract to you the money that you deserve to have and create a very successful life. And as Bob says, money is meant for two things. One is to make it comfortable, and the more comfortable you are, the more you can invest in yourself and invest in your business. All right, so it looks like couldn't get myself signed in there. Okay, Colleen's here now. All right, if you've entered as a guest, I see it says guest 5191, and if you end up asking me a question, could you please put your name with the question? Okay, now I'm gonna open up for questions a little bit, but first I want to engage you guys. Okay, so let's get some engagement going on here. Now you're here, you are attracted to this particular webinar because it was titled Authors and Money, and what I promised to you is that we're going to be talking about how you can actually create and experience more money in your life. All right. So let me ask you this question. Was that part of why you're here, what this event was all about? Was that something that really attracted you to this event? And having more money in your life, is that something that you desire to experience? Okay, so if you're looking to create more money, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, please type in yes, 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 or you bet, Peg, whatever you want to say in the little chat screen. Type in, I want to know if you're looking to create more abundance or more money or more earnings or greater prosperity in your life. All right, Colleen, starting us off with a big old yes. Look at you go. Yes, of course, says Dr. UC. Yes, 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 says Jean. Ron's here. Woohoo. All right, Ron, yes. Susan, yes, yes, yes. Okay, good, good. You know, I know not everybody is answering this question. And how do I get to see Peggy? Oh, do you not see me? All right, well, I'm here. Anyways, yes, 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 yes. Yepper, says AJ Worth. Cool. Alicia, that's our Alicia that's on here. Dita is on. Oh, beautiful. Okay, good. Listen to everything you have to say. Awesome. Okay, so I want to talk about three elements or three important keys, if you will, about authors and money. There's something that I'm going to dissolve or dissolve. That's not dissolve. That's not the word. Disclose is the word that I'm looking for. Disclose to you in this event a three-key process for you as an author, or you as an entrepreneur, or you as a stay-at-home mom, or you as whoever you are, to actually experience more abundance in your life. Okay, Jane's here too. Great, great. Okay, so yes, Samir says yes, yes, yes. All right, perfect. Now, I'm going to walk you through that in a minute. But hey, Rick's here. Everyone needs to click the arrow on the video screen in order to see you. Oh, thanks, Rick. Okay, good. So if we click the arrow, then we're going to see me. There we go. Oh, now I can hear myself. Okay, I can stop. Okay, so you got to click the arrow on the video screen. Let me write that in there. Did you already type that in there? Oh, okay, of course. Click the arrow on the video screen. On the video screen to see me, as Rick has kindly shared. All right, there we go. Living and learning. All right, you know what's great about this is everything is being recorded as well. I know some people said that they couldn't get on the call live because they're at appointments or wherever they are, but happy to have you guys here, and beautiful. Rick, you beat me to it. All right, Ron, look at you guys. Okay, good. Thanks, Karen. Okay, beautiful. All right, so money. We're going to talk about money, money, money. Do you guys love money, by the way? I want to know, do you love money? Just let me answer that question. Do you love money? Do you love money? That's my next question. Do you love money? All right, do you love money? Fast fingers these days. Okay, cool. Yes, 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 of course, says Dr. Yuzi. You bet. All right, great. You know, I want to start by sharing with you a little story while we're here. Martika's here too. Awesome. Woohoo, says Ariana. You know, I remember one time hearing Mary Morrissey talk about this speaker that she went to see, and the gentleman went on stage, and he got on stage and he had this fan of bills, of dollar bills, $100 bills, and he just got on stage and he fanned out the bills, these money. It was money that he was holding. Justine loves money. And as he was holding the money, he went on stage and he was just fanned the money, and he started to kiss the money, and he's kissing it going, I love money. I love money. And he's kissing this money. And just like he's having this love affair on stage with the money. And he said, I'm going to ask you guys a question. Those of you that are here in the audience, and he was talking about what he just did on stage. He said, I want to ask you if any of you felt a level of discomfort when you heard me say that and you saw me do that, kissing the money. And he said, just be honest, right? And so he said, who does not love money, says guest. So, you know, some people started raising their hand. They started raising their hand because they felt some discomfort. And Mary said she noticed that she felt some discomfort. And he said, listen, if I came on stage and I brought a baby up here on stage and I held that baby up, and I said, I love this baby, and started kissing the baby. How many of you would have been repulsed by that? And of course, nobody would have been repulsed by that. And he said, I want you to know that money hears you. Money hears you, and money goes where it's loved. And that's why I wanted to ask you guys if you love money. And of course, guest 4025 says, I appreciate money always. And that is so important. It's a money loves me more, says Ariana. It's really important that you love money. Money is not a bad thing. Money is energy. How you feel about money is based on your own mindset. All right, so now how many of you said that you want money. Money is something that you desire. How many of you would also love to avoid wasting it? Avoid wasting it. Okay, let me ask you that question. Wow, such a different perspective, says guest 6247. It is a different perspective. All right, great. Oh, that's Jackie G 6247. Thank you, Jackie G. So how many of you would love to, I'm gonna kiss my money, says Martika, would love to not waste it? Okay, yes, absolutely. Okay, great. The reason why I mentioned that is I prefer to flow it. Yeah, Mike, absolutely. Flowing it is such a good thing. Definitely a good thing. Yeah, circulate. Money is meant to circulate. But here's the thing. if you found, and maybe you've done this in the past, where you've invested in something and felt that it wasn't a good investment of your money, and you know what, you don't have to have any bad feelings about that. You just say, hey, it is what it is. I've actually signed up for courses. I don't know whether you guys have done this or not, but I've signed up for courses and I've never even registered to get on the course. And you know, that's pretty common. That's common. It's not, and so the money's out there, it's circulating. But here's the thing, there's plenty of it. There's plenty of it in the universe. I call these learning experiences. I just got off the phone with a lovely author client of mine just a few minutes ago, and we're talking about where she is in her life as it relates to her building her business and expanding her business. And she's working on her book as well. And one of the concerns that she has, and perhaps had, now that we've had that conversation, is that she's concerned about the money drying up and not having enough, and investing in her retirement plan into her business and it not working out. And you know what? That can happen. That is exactly what happened for me. When I first became an author, I really didn't know what I was doing, and ignorance can cost you hugely. You cannot be ignorant being an author in this business. There's a huge opportunity for you as an author or you as an entrepreneur to earn a lot of money. And there's money being earned every single day online. And you got to decide if you're going to wake up and I was going to say take and earn part of it. And it's not a matter of taking. It is a part of deciding what it is that you want to do in this world. How do you want to show up in this world? How do you want to make a difference in this world? Now, how many of you would agree that in order to make money, we must invest, right? We must make some kind of investment. Either it's an investment in money, or it's an investment in time, or it's an investment in energy, or all three of the above. How many of you would mention that? Or would agree with that? Would agree with that there's an investment that's required in order to be successful? Absolutely, says Mike. Guest 8593, yes. I love how when you say earn it, makes you feel like you're invested in yourself. Yes, it's the best part. Yes. All three, yes. I'm uncomfortable saying I love money. That's okay. Just notice that you're feeling uncomfortable. You can get comfortable with loving money. You know, I love that you're sharing that you feel uncomfortable saying that you love money, because that's just an acknowledgement. It's just a recognition that it's there. We can't do something about it unless we notice that it's there. So that's awareness, right? Absolutely. Okay, so we need to invest. All right, I made some notes here. That's what I'm looking at over here. I've created some notes so that I can make sure that I cover off everything that I desire to cover off in our time here together, including this 3 key process that I've created for you. Stephen Covey has a great quote, and you may have even, Alicia says she's blasting the uncomfortable. You may have even heard this quote before. And the quote is the following, and it may not be exact, but it's close enough. And Stephen Covey is the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And here's what he said. He said, if your ladder is not leaning against the right wall, it doesn't matter how many steps you take, you're not going to get to the place you want to go. And here's what that saying really means to me. It means that, and I'm going to relate it back to being an author. It means that if you're not positioned yourself going in the right direction meaning up, creating more expansion, greater fulfillment, more abundance in your life, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're not going to get to where you want to go. So what I'm going to give you is, you just saw that Jackie G, the quote the other day. It was in, I think I had it in a presentation that I did. So I'm going to give you 3 keys that are really significant as they relate to you as an author or you as an entrepreneur and you creating more success. Okay, so I suggest grab yourself a pen, some paper, and get ready to take some notes. So here's the first key to creating abundance. And I'm going to talk about the real money-making opportunities as I offered and promised with this particular event. Where's the real money, right? Where's the real money in being an author? All right. So here's the first key. The first key, and I'm calling this the SAM method, S-A-M, SAM method. And when this came to me, when this idea just popped, bam, in my mind, and I started to create it and expand it, I went online to GoDaddy and I typed in sammethod.com, and I was stunned that the domain name was available. So guess what I did? guess what I did when I saw that that domain name was available? I registered it. I registered sammethod.com. Now, this SAM method that I'm going to be sharing with you right now applies to you as an author, you as an entrepreneur, you as a business person. It applies to every single area of your life, okay? The SAM method. So I'm going to walk you through that. You claim that domain, says Jackie G. Yeah, I sure did. So I'm going to walk you through the SAM method. All right, we're just really going to touch on this. Now, as you know, we've got an hour together right here, right now, and I'm going to give you some highlight points. And I'll talk to you a little bit later about how we can work together a little further if you're really serious about creating success and attracting more money into your life. Now, some of you that I see that are in here, like Jackie G and Mike and Karen and Alicia, we're in other programs together already. But for those of you that want to get into some of my high-end programs or work with me more extensively, I'll talk to you about how you can do that. All right, so the first part of the SAM method, S-A-M, is strategy. Now, I remember being invited to speak at Bob Proctor's 1% Club. Now, this is an event that he just launched last year, and he's only run 2 of them. So 2 M's in SAM. No, just 1 M. So S-A-M, okay? So the first letter, S, equals strategy. So Bob had invited me to be a part and contribute at his 1% Club. This is a $60,000 US tuition to go to this event in Kona, Hawaii, which he's only done twice. And 1% is probably pretty obvious what it is. 1% top income earners. Now, I'm in the 1% in my country, in the world, for income earners. And so if that's something that you want, then you pay attention to what the 1% earners are doing. So S, strategy. And here's what Bob said. He said, you're either going into strategy or you're going into chance, right? You're either going into strategy or you're going into chance. And I love that. I love that because you think about it. I was totally in that space of chance when I first started my company, not knowing what I was doing. And I was totally in that place when I first became an author. And chance means you're ignorant. You don't really understand what needs to be done, what strategies, steps, systems should be in place in order for you to create success. It's so important that you have some kind of a strategy. And of course, strategy starts with the following. Here's where strategy starts. Strategy starts with a decision, all right? Strategy starts with a decision. Now, the decision that you're going to do something, right? You're going to do something. Now, that decision could be that you've decided that you're going to create a successful business, or you're going to build a successful business, or you're going to create a phenomenal revenue, perhaps be an author who's earning 6, 7, 8, 9 figures. You know, maybe that's something that you're looking to create. I'm working with some 9-figure authors right now, right? So, and just think about anyone who's created success in their life. I know in my own life, none of it happens unless we first make a decision that we're going to actually implement and follow some kind of a strategy in order to get to where we want to go. So S in the SAM method is so absolutely essential. Now, strategy involves a number of aspects. Now, one of the first aspects to strategy is, and this one may seem so bloody obvious, and I sort of used the word bloody, but that's what came to my mind, so bloody obvious, that I don't think a lot of people are really even recognizing that it's there. And here's the first part of strategy. What is your outcome? What is it that you're looking to create? So if you've just started a business or you have a business going, what's the outcome for your business? Now, there can be multiple outcomes. One of the important outcomes for a business is revenue. All right, revenue. Because if you're in business and you're not making money, you're quickly going to be out of business. I wrote about that in my book, Viral Explosions. And not just any revenue, profitable revenue. You've got to be focused on creating profitable revenue. I have a friend recently that told me that he had made an investment in a significant purchase. And, and he said to me, what do I do now? And I could tell by the question, there was an element of panic in the question. So I said, what you do now is create your strategy or follow a strategy to make some money, because you're going to need some of that to pay for the thing that you just committed to, right? So you've got to create some strategy. Now, this is a good friend of mine who's obviously been successful in his own right, and he's moving into a brand new business and looking to create something different. So I said, what is it that you love? You got to start with the end in mind. Another Stephen Covey, practice, right? But when we're talking about starting with the end in mind, and this relates to you as an author. This relates to you as an author. I'm talking about what would you love? What would you love to earn? You know, recently I received an email from my sister, actually, and I hope she doesn't mind that I'm sharing this. She could even be on the call for all I know right now. And she was sharing with me the income that she wants to earn this year. Oh, no, I know what it was. Hang on. I just remembered. I was telling her about the taxes that I paid for last year. And I love paying tax. I love paying tax. I'm kind of expecting the Canadian government to send me a thank you note for the tax. So I was telling her about the money that I paid in tax last year. And she said to me, she said, like, holy caramba. She was like, you paid in tax multiples of what I earned in income. And I said to her, I said, well, what would you love to earn? And I mean, this is my sister, right? And some of you know Judy, and we're like a year apart in age. Obviously, we grew up in the same household. You know, we got a lot of things in common, but then we got a whole bunch of things that aren't in common. And I said to her, I said, what would you love to earn? She said, I'd love to earn in income what you paid last year in taxes. I said, great. Set the objective. Right? So CIR says, thank you, Peggy McCall. That's right, Colleen. And so I said to her, set it as an objective. Now, does that not seem like palm to forehead simple, right? But you know what? People aren't doing it. Judy hadn't done it. She had thought, oh, I'd love that, but she hadn't declared it to the universe. She hadn't set it as a goal. What would you love? What would you love to be earning? All right. So make a decision, part of face palm. Yeah. Part of making a decision is making a decision on what you as an author, as a successful author, want to earn. How much would you love? How much would you love to earn in profitable revenue? That was one of the questions that I asked Colleen when we first started working together. Colleen's in my annual All Access Pass now. I love working with Colleen. She's an amazing woman. And so that's what I said to Colleen. What would you love? Let's pick a number, any number. Now, here's what happens. Let's just talk about this for a minute. And this is actually related to the M and Sam, but let's just talk about this for a minute. Thinking about the money that you would love to earn. Now, you don't have to type this in the screen, okay? But here's what I'm going to ask you to do right now. Remember earlier in this call, I said we're going to make this interactive. I'm going to suggest to you to do some things. I want you to write down that number, okay? Grab your pen, your paper, and write down the number. What's the number? You don't have to type it in the chat screen. You can if you want, by the way. I mean, if you want to put it in the chat screen, how much money you want to be earning every single year, put it in the chat screen if you want to, but just write that number down, all right? Write that number down. What would you love? What would you love to be earning? Okay, I'm going to give you a lesson in this, okay? How much would you love to be earning? Write it down. Now, if you've written that down, just type in the chat screen, I wrote it down, Peg, or wrote it down, or wrote it, or yes, done, something like that. Okay, Samir, $1 million. Perfect. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Mike, it's done. All right, Mike's done. Infinity? No. We want a number. Okay, per year. Okay, good. Per month. Right on. Done. Yes, done. Did it. 2.4. There's my Jane. All right, cool. Net per month with unlimited increase. Okay, cool. Yes, written down. Sweet spot. 5,000 a month. Ariana says extra. Beautiful. 3.7 million. Nelly, done. Okay, good. Okay, so let's just stop from. I'm going to get on the edge of my chair here. I just love this. Mike, yay! Look at that number. 5.143839 per year. I love it. Well, they say $1 million. Perfect. Okay, so 7 million says guest 6247. 9941, 3,000 per week, working 3 days or less, says Anita. Beautiful. Martika, 10 million. An extra 25 million. Beautiful. All right, done. Okay, here's the thing. When I ask that question, all right, Jackie's 64.7, I thought so. When I ask that question, 50 million, giddy up. All right, I like it. 50K a month, says someone else. Here's what happens. Your answer is going to come from what you believe you can do. You don't have to know how. You do not have to know how, all right? But you absolutely must believe it. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So it's important, though, that you actually declare or claim a dollar amount, what it is that you would love to be earning. Now, here's the thing. As an author, as an entrepreneur, in your business, if you've set up a business and you're doing other things beside, and I'll talk to you in a minute about the things that you can do as an author to generate income, then you should set up a business because you're going to have expenses, right? You enroll in programs. Those are expenses. You can write those off toward your revenue that you're bringing in your business. You're going to have other expenses, maybe website development or copywriting or editing or product development or mentoring. Like those are all expenses in your business. So when you think about that number, the number that you've set for yourself as a business owner, your number should be significantly higher than that, okay? Higher than that. So let me give you an example. Let's say your goal, and I saw a number of people who said that their goal is to earn $1 million a year. So as a business, this is part of strategy. As a business, your business should be generating more than that, right? That just makes sense. It just makes perfect sense. Now that reminds me, a couple of years ago, I was speaking at a women's conference, and I was one of the keynote speakers, and they had another woman who's a young lady who started a business, who was earning 7 figures in her business, and she was also an entrepreneur. And people were pretty buzzed that this young woman had generated, I think it was $1.4 million in her business. And a lot of people found that impressive. And when she started to talk about the 53 employees that she had and the office space that she was paying for downtown. And I just started in my mind doing some math, thinking about the payroll that she must have with that many employees, the office expense that she would have with that many employees, the other expenses of running that business and what that would cost her. And I thought to myself, I don't think this woman is making a dime. If anything, she might be upside down. And that is not a great model for a successful business. And this isn't rocket science here, right? This is not complicated. This is just simple. So if you're looking to run a business and you're going to have expenses in your business, you said it earlier, you confirmed earlier, you have to spend money to make money or invest money to make money. You can call it whatever you want, but it's absolutely essential. I know in my own business, I've probably invested 7 figures. Like I just got back from the Paradigm Shift event. And yes, I was speaking there on stage, but I bought a table at that event. I paid for my flight. I paid for my hotel. I was away from my office for several days. I paid for that table to be there. So I invested a significant amount of money to be at that event, right? A significant amount of money, probably 5 figures in investment to be there. Now, I don't think about that for 1 second because I absolutely know with every ounce of my being that that'll come back to me multiplied. And I don't tell the universe how that's going to come back to me. I know it's coming back to me multiplied. That's a belief system that I have. So we've got to have that belief system. So when you're thinking of your business and what you're creating as far as outcomes are concerned, a revenue number should be a higher number than what your income is. Your business can pay you, and you can pay yourself very healthily, and you should pay yourself very well because you're worth it. And you're really the talent in the business. You're the one that should be getting compensated for what you're doing. And I know I've helped a number of entrepreneurs with this along the way. And where I've seen business owners where they've created a business and they're generating revenue, and authors too, but they're not paying themselves. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you be paying yourself? You're the talent. You're the one who came up with the products and the programs and the offerings. It's really, really important. Okay, so I'm going to get to questions a little bit later. I see Callie's got a question. Usually to be practicing to give daily, like experimenting to creatively give away $1 a day to activate the ebb and flow of giving and receiving. Yeah, you know what? This is really, I'm going to make a note, Callie, to address this a little bit in a minute, okay? Because this is a really important question and something I'm absolutely going to address, but I'm going to do it in an order, okay? So when we're talking about strategy, as an author, okay, there's multiple ways that you can make money. And you've probably seen it in one of my other events that I've done, because I recognize a number of you have been in other events that I've done, and some of you have been in my programs, etc. So there's multiple ways. And actually, even before we got on the call today, I was just and I decided to do this without PowerPoint today. I just wanted to go straight live, me to you, and really talk. So this was something I just drew up, drafted so that I made sure that I covered all the points. But you know what? I know this stuff like bam off the top of my head. I don't even need a sheet of paper to guide me. So I want to talk about the strategies that authors can make money. And I want to talk about the ones that are really effective for multiplying, right? Creating those numbers that we're seeing there a little earlier as it relates to, I'm hearing ding, ding, ding going on. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, great. Thanks, Karen. Just saw a text come through. Okay, so I want to talk about, there's multiple ways to make money, but the ones that really catapult your success, like have you in the 7, 8, 9 figure range. And then I'll talk about some other things that are, more leaning towards the lower income creation for authors. And you could do a variety of these. You could do all of these. You could do one of these and still create great success as an author. Okay, so let me just go back over here, just like Bob does. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so one way that an author makes money, and you know what, I bet some of you guys know what some of these are. Selling books, right? And that's actually one of the poorest ways that authors make money, except those that are in the top, like 1% of 1%, those that are generating hundreds of millions of dollars. And that's possible for anyone. I mean, it really is. And I could actually do an entire call just on authors who make $100 million or more. So book sales is one area. But there's another opportunity where you can actually have a book, and if you own the rights to it, in other words, you're self-published and you retain the rights to your book, or you could use that book as a lead generator. And that's what Bob Proctor does in his business for You Were Born Rich, is he uses that book as a lead generator. But what that does is it filters people, puts into people what's called a funnel, right? A funnel, a sales funnel. Every organization needs a sales funnel. Sales funnel where people are coming in, they've demonstrated that they're interested in what you have, and yet you invite them to other opportunities where they can invest further in themselves so that they can create greater gain. Okay, so that's a sales funnel. So books, giving away ebooks, and then other ways are coaching programs. Now, you've probably heard Bob talk about the multiple ways of making money, M1, M2, M3. M1 is where you're exchanging $1 for an hour, and that's the way most people make money, is exchanging $1 for an hour. That's where you have a job, and you show up at your job, and you get a paycheck at the end of the week. It's not that it's a bad way to earn money. It's the way most people earn money, but it's the slowest way to really increase your wealth. The second way, M2 strategy, is where you have your money make money for you. Now, there's not a lot of people do that because there's not a lot of people that have the money to make the money. So that would be investments, right? Investments where you're making investments and they're providing a return. And so what my brother does to make money, actually, he hasn't worked since he was 40. He's 60 now, I think, maybe 61. And he's basically been having his money make money for him. And that, again, is rare that people are in that category. Then another category is where you're multiplying your sources of income, where you got multiple sources of income. And this is really what I'm talking about for authors, how you can create other products, other services that are out there where people are, perhaps you've created a program and it's called an evergreen program, and it's online and people can access it and people can download it, and they're going there, and maybe you've got your sales funnel set up and you're getting leads from different sources and people are going into your sales funnel. Maybe they're getting your free thing and then they're being led to your product because all the automated emails are set up in a sequential format, in a very directed flow, in a very specific order, and then they buy your program. And that's where some people are what's called making money in their sleep. But there's a work that's going on before you're actually making money in your sleep. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think this is just like a cakewalk, right? It's easy. Well, it's not that it's not, it's either easy or it's not. Like, I think it's a mentality thing as well. Anyways, it can be easy when you know what to do, right? So that's another way. So M3 strategies are multiple sources of income. So coaching is a strategy that could go in the M1 category or in the M3 category. So how does coaching end up in the M1 category? That's if you're exchanging your time for $1 to work with somebody. And that's why people that are in the field of social work or psychologists or whatever, sometimes they get burnt out. Lawyers, sometimes they get burnt out because they don't have more time to make more money. They have a desire to make more money. And so in order to make money, they have to take on another client or another 2 clients or another 5 clients, which means it's going to take another hour or 2 or 5. Okay. So I would suggest if you're looking at having the model of coaching, you can certainly do that, but do group coaching as well. Group coaching is far more effective. Another very effective way for any author, and whether you're a fiction author or a nonfiction author, we have Colleen on this call right now, and Colleen has created something called the EPIC system, and I promoted on the weekend. If you didn't get the emails, look for emails from me that were sent out on Friday and Saturday, and you'll see Colleen's created some information systems. And so Colleen has created this program, and she's really good at this. She's absolutely phenomenal at this, where she helps people with their stage presence to effectively communicate. And you know something? Everybody needs that. Everybody needs that. Everyone, especially authors, need that. That's why I was very happy to promote what Colleen is doing. So that's another source of revenue. Now, Colleen is a children's book author. All right. So sometimes when I'm working with authors, they'll say to me, well, I'm a fiction author, or I'm a children's book author, or that doesn't apply to me. You've got to get creative. Colleen has something of value to share, right? Look at Bianca says she saw that. Watched Epic this morning. It was fantastic, Dita. It is fantastic. I'm very proud of Colleen. What she's doing is phenomenal, and she's a mover and a shaker. And we're going to talk about the second step to the SAM method in a minute. And so, thank you, Colleen. You're so good. I see money everywhere. It's kind of like our like glasses. Actually, I'm going to create these thing called money glasses so that I see it everywhere. I see opportunity everywhere. I see opportunity in everyone. If they're willing, if they really desire that they want that personal approach, I will see where the opportunities are in you. So Colleen is working with me in the annual All Access Pass, and I immediately saw what the opportunities are in her. So that kind of thing, every author can create a program where you're teaching one to many. That's you, and you're offering what you have, your area of expertise, your knowledge, your wisdom to many. And it's easy to create a system or a program that actually takes what you have and puts it in a format or a flow that can bring something of value to the world. You know, this morning I had a guy come to my home who's very well known in my country. He's huge in this country as far as, I won't say who it is out of respect for him. And I asked them, I said, do you have any online programs? And this guy, his clients are multi-millionaires, celebrities, in fact. He's wildly successful, and he has a lot of knowledge. And it was another friend of mine who's a very successful real estate agent that introduced the two of us. And he happens to have a mansion here in the same town where I live. Anyways, he came to my home and he sat at the kitchen table. And I said to him, I said, do you have any online programs? And he's like, no. And it's like, oh my God, you're missing out. It's not Justin Bieber. I said, you're really missing out on a huge opportunity. And this guy is passionate, right? He's created success in his own life. He's looking to create even more. He's actually sold his business, which is part of his brand. But I see a huge opportunity for him. So anyways, we're going to be working together. So on our program, another area of expertise where authors can really make big money. And I'd say programs is one of the biggest areas, by the way. That's one of the absolute biggest areas. That's the one that goes on this side. Another area, and this I've helped a number of people create, are certification programs where you have something of value to share, and perhaps you've created your own system and you can teach other people how to teach your stuff. So somebody who is thinking, you know, they really want to make money, but they don't want to go into the process of creating the system, but they want to maybe teach somebody else's program or somebody else's system. So that's a certification or getting authorized to teach what you have. Anybody can do that as well. Now it's a little more detail, but it's a huge revenue opportunity. I have a girlfriend that did something like that, and she just started it a few years, and she's done about $13.8 million from doing that. $13.8 million. Huge money-making opportunity. Products as well. If you want to create products, and whether they're downloadable products or support products, or they could be t-shirts, and I mean, there's so many different things, but products, selling products, authors can do this as well. So those are just some of the money-making strategies that you can get into that can really help you take your, as Bob says, your annual income and make it your monthly income. It's awesome. So what do you need in order to find a strategy? You need to find a mentor. Absolutely. I followed mentors like this guy this morning that was sitting at my kitchen table. He said, how did you learn all this? Like he said, my God, you have so much knowledge. And I said, well, I learned from following people that were doing it already. And I invested in their programs. As I said, I've invested, I'm quite certain, 7 figures in learning. However, it's provided multiples of 7 figures in return. And I know I can't take my money and go to the bank and put it in the bank and get that kind of return on my investment. I can't. But I'll tell you something, when you're making that kind of investment, you're committed. That's why I call it a committed decision. You know, people who make decisions, people are here. You know, what do we have? Like, it looks like, I don't know, maybe 80 people in the chat screen right now. Hundreds of people signed up to get on this call. I know I did it kind of last minute. Hundreds and hundreds of people, but how many show up? Now, granted, some people are working and they're going to watch the replay later. But you know something? I heard this and learned this from Wayne Dyer. It is not crowded along the extra mile. It's not. If you're willing to invest in learning, and if you've made a decision that you're taking your life to another level, giddy up and get excited about that, because it's not crowded, and you're going to find it's not crowded. Okay, let's talk about the A in SAM. Okay, so S was for strategy. All right, S is for strategy. What's the A? Let's see if we can get some guesses. Guess. Okay, what do you think the A is for? Let me just type it in here. What do you think the A is for? I know there's actually, I heard that there's actually delay between what I say and what you hear on your screen with the YouTube live. Okay, because some people just, okay, awareness, says Colleen. That's a good one, but nope, that's not it. Attitude, says Daniel. Action, yes, Alicia, you got it, baby. All right, attitude, action, Dr. UC. Yes, it is action, action. Action, yes, sir. Action and attitude, action. Beautiful, says Kevin. Okay, great, great, great. Okay, action. This is the gap between knowing and doing. All right, the gap between knowing and doing. There's a whole lot of people that know what to do and they do nothing. Nothing. As a result, what kind of results are they getting in their life? Nothing, right? They're probably even getting frustrated because they know what to do and they're not doing it. And if you're frustrated, well, that can be an empowering emotion. Frustration can cause you to do something about it. If you're at a point where you're just like, you know, like you're fed up with being stuck or just tired of not getting the results, take some action. But not just any action. It's not just a matter of saying, oh, I'm going to take some action. I'm going to read a book today. That's one of the things that I love doing I have a group that I work with called the Elite Circle of Influence. Here's the link, by the way, Elite Circle of Influence. Now, here's one of the things that I do with my group that's in the Elite Circle of Influence. By the way, we just started in April. I had someone ask me earlier today if they could join. 2 people asked me if they could join the Elite Circle of Influence. Yes. And you can still join the Elite Circle of Influence. But here's what I do with my members in the Elite Circle of Influence. I ask them to send me the list of what they're planning to accomplish each week. Send it to me on Sunday. Dr. Yusi, who's on this call, is in that program. He's the first one to send it to me. He's an action taker. But here's what I'm looking for, all right? Here's what I'm looking for when I see those land in my inbox from my clients. I'm looking for actions that are taking these people in the direction of their goals. Actions that are result-oriented to some degree. It's not enough to say you're going to read a book this week. What does that do for you? What is that going to result in? So whenever you're creating a list of the things that you're going to do, the actions, make sure that they're tied to something that you can be held accountable for and that's going to be contributing to your end result. Simple, right? There's another like palm to forehead moment. It's simple, yet a lot of people aren't doing it. They think they're busy and they're doing all this stuff that's busy and they're taking all these courses and they're listening to all these programs, but they're not doing anything. So there's a real challenge with being stuck in that knowing and that doing gap. Now, if you don't know what to do, that's where a trusted advisor will come into play. Somebody who knows what to do. They've done these things. They've blazed the trail before you, and they can show you the way or perhaps even hold your hand or give you the guidance. So it's not just any action. Alicia says, I've been a victim. You know, many people are. Many people are as well. You know, one of the reasons why I think that Bob Proctor likes me, I mean, he loves me, but I think one of the reasons why Bob Proctor likes and loves me is because I take action. I'm an action taker. And he shared that story when we were having lunch at the Paradigm Shift event in Los Angeles. He talked at lunch about this one day when I called him and I said, hey, Bob, I got this home that Denny and I are looking at. It's about $1 million more than the one that we're in. And he said, $1 million's neither big nor small. Just make it small. He said, just, it's your thinking that's preventing you. $1 million is neither big nor small. Thinking makes it so. He said, if you want the house, get the house. You're the only one standing in your way. It's like, duh. That's where we're going to get into the next one, the M in Sam. We are the only one standing in our way. We are the only one. You're the only one standing in your way if you're looking to create success right now. And there's many ways that I can help you with getting success. So right actions. I have seen so many authors waste a considerable amount of time and money on stuff that doesn't get them to where they want to go. They're wasting money. They'll hire a PR person and they think, well, if I just get on media, that's going to help me sell my books. What a bloody waste of time. It is, for the most part. Now, if you've got an abundance, if you have truckloads, or if you're looking to part with several thousands of dollars, do it. But if not, if you're looking to create results, it's not the best way to spend money. I'll tell you where I see a lot of other authors wasting money is on social media programs, on how to market on social media. It's not working that well. I don't really have any success stories of people that are kicking butt and making huge loads of money, boatloads of money. I'm not saying there's not money being made on social media. There's a lot of people who are teaching social media courses who are making money on social media, but it's not that you don't do it. But here's the thing. Here's a very smart, logical way of paying attention to what you're doing as it relates to action. Put the efforts into the things that are going to produce the most results. So if you're finding doing stuff that's not producing results, stop doing it. Stop doing those things. Just pay attention. And even though I asked, what do you think the A is for? And some of you said awareness. Colleen said awareness. Awareness is really important as far as our actions are concerned. Become aware of what you're doing and if it's actually taking you in the direction of your goals or taking you further away. How do you know? By the results. That's how you know. Look at your results. If your bank account's going up, 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 bam-o, you're getting good results. If your bank account's going down, 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 and you're just spending, 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 you're not getting results. You're not getting clients. You're not getting success. You're not creating the results you want. Stop doing those things. Or find a more creative way or a mentor who can guide you and show you what to do. All right, what action has resulted in selling the most books? Selling online. What I teach in my bestseller program is what results in making the most money. So, and that's why I do what I do, Daniel. That's exactly why I do what I do, is because I want to help others. Now, do I need to be doing these training programs, for authors? No, I don't. As a matter of fact, I don't even have to work anymore in my life if I don't want to. I could shut it all down and just go and hang out at our waterfront property and do nothing. Maybe read novels or play golf. I don't want to do that. I want to help people. I want to help you. You know why? Because I've been there. I've struggled. I was having the challenges and I didn't like it. It was frustrating and I felt very, very stuck. How do you push yourself to be an action taker? Become accountable, right? Get yourself a mentor. You got no choice but to follow through. Set some objectives. Get on with the work. Create a plan. Follow your plan. All right, this is important. Now we got about 12 minutes left. You're welcome, Tracy. All right, we got about 12 minutes. Oh, please don't. What does oh, please don't mean? Okay, so we got about 12 minutes we got about 12 minutes left, and I want to cover the M in our call as well. All right, so what's the M? Let me ask you, okay, what is the M? Thank you, Jane, in the SAM method. All right, let's get some guesses here. What do you think is the M? Thank you, Carolyn. Hey, nice to see you here. There's an action taker right there, Carolyn. Carolyn's in my annual All Access Pass. It's impressive to see Carolyn is in my annual All Access Pass. Karen is in my annual All Access Pass. Colleen is in my annual All Access Pass. Dr. Yusi is in my annual All Access Pass, and they get on these calls. That's committed individuals. Move out of my way, says Bianca. I love it. Okay, please don't stop. Working Dita says, oh, I'm not planning on that. I don't think I'll ever stop. I still listen to your bestsellers. Meditation fell off that, got back on it. Awesome. Measurement, mindset, money, monetize, move it your own way, says May. I love it. Okay. One of you got it right. Movement. Yeah, well, that was action, really, Susan. Okay. The M stands for mindset. Mindset. You've got to have the right mindset. You've got to believe. You got to believe in the unseen. You got to believe in the impossible. How many of you were at Paradigm Shift? Dr. Yusi says math. Yeah, good idea. How many of you were at the Paradigm Shift event or watched this live streaming? And we saw Anders Hansen, who was an illusionist. And he talked about how he creates his illusions is he first decides what's impossible. And by the way, Anders Hansen has enrolled, he's in my high-end bestseller program, not in the high-end bestseller program, not money, more money class, no. Mindset, yes. Okay, so what Anders Hansen does is he decides what's the impossible, and then he works his way backward. All right, mindset is such an integral and essential part of success in anything, whether you're an author or not. You've got to have the right mindset. And what's the right mindset? You guys know all this, but here's the thing. Knowing and actually living it and experiencing it are two different things. And the knowing is beneficial for sure, but unless you're doing it, it's of no value to you. You absolutely must be practicing the right attitude, have the right mindset in order to get to where you want to go. Susan says he was phenomenal. Yeah, he was. Anderson, so does Kevin and Karen. Stream was awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, it was great. So I have found that, and this is why, when I was 19 years of age, which was a long time ago now, I'm 58 years of age. When I was 19, I was 39 years ago. Think about it, 39 years ago. And, I'm laughing at that because I was thinking about it. I was sitting in the Paradigm Shift event. Of course, I bought that table. I was sitting at the front of the room. And beside me, I don't know if those of you that, saw my table at the event, beside me was a guy. He's a client of mine who's now a friend. And this guy runs a very successful wealth management company, and he and his partner own this company, and they manage $25 billion. $25 billion. And at one point I looked over at him, and there Phil Goldfine, who's a friend of mine, he's a business associate as well. We created a business together. And Phil and I looked over at Phil, and I'm thinking about Bob Pascuzzi, who was sitting beside me. And I was thinking to myself, here's some guys, multi-millionaires. And here they are sitting there just like I was, people that have created millions of dollars, taking notes, creating actions, following through on what they're going to do when they get back, investing and learning more. That's part of mindset. If you think you've got it all figured out, I think you're in a very, very dangerous place. If you think you don't need to invest in order to get return, you're in a very, very dangerous place. You absolutely must be investing in yourself. And it's not that the money is the problem. It's the decision that's the problem. If you haven't decided that you want to continue to invest in yourself, you're going to be struggling all the days of your life. You've got to have the right mindset. Now, earlier, Callie asked the question about giving. What role does giving play in all of this? And she said, should I be giving every single day? Here's how you can give in a way that's contributing and beneficial and will provide a return. You've got to think every day on what can I give, or what will I is a better question. What will I give today that's going to be beneficial and helpful to another? So we're doing this webinar right here, right now. None of you paid to be on this webinar. I gave that to you, and I gave it straight from my heart. You guys know me by now. You know that I love you guys. I want to help you guys. Did I have to do this webinar today? Absolutely not. Could I have sat down and done some other work, or worked on one of my programs or something else? Absolutely. But I decided to give. Why? Because I care. So that's a way that I contribute. I give to the world. Just before I got on this call, I recorded one of my morning money classes. And I've been doing my morning money classes for months. And I went and I recorded a morning money class, sent it over to Dr. Yusi, and he makes it look beautiful and magical and does his thing and sends back really nice comments every time I do my morning money class. That is one of the ways that I give. Last week, I went to a meeting, actually 1 week ago today, I went to a meeting for the Grandparents Committee. What's the Grandparents Committee? It's a group of grandparents who have come together to help raise funds for the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. And I was delighted to be invited to be on the Grandparents Committee. So what did I donate? I donated my time and I donated my knowledge. And being a businesswoman and a successful businesswoman, I talked about how you create outcomes and how you move toward them in some creative ways. And we just had a whole lot of fun. And we're going to be doing a number of things together. Now, I also donate money. And I'm on their automated system where it just automatically goes on my credit card every month and the money goes in, and I donate to the Children's Hospital in Toronto as well. So Sick Kids Hospital as well, Sick Children's Hospital. And so this is how you give. Now, I also had a call just before I got on this call with a lady who wanted to know more about how my mentoring program can help her in her business. There's no guarantee that there's going to be a return on that call or whether she'll sign up. She said she's going to sign up, but you got to be finding ways every single day that you're going to give something of value to this world. In what ways can you give something of value? But here's the thing. This is really key. This is really important. You cannot expect to get a return. You will get a return. You'll absolutely get a return, but you can't be sitting there and going, how am I going to get returned? You can't be doing things and giving your knowledge or giving your time or giving something of value to you and sit there and go, grease my palm, baby. You got to know and expect it will come back to you. When you put good out, good's coming back. But you know what we got to do as an entrepreneur, as an author? We got to give. We got to give, not till it hurts. It should never hurt. Give till it feels good. Just continually give. And the thing that we can't get back is time. Money, there's an abundance of it. That's part of mindset too. There is an abundance of money in this universe, an abundance. And you're connected to it just like I am. Just like I am. You got to know and recognize that money is just energy. It's something of value, and you will attract to it in your life. That's why I created the morning money class. You will attract it based on what you believe it will be or it is in your life. All right. So we're just a few minutes away from the top of the hour. Do you want to say that it took me 4 months to write my life script, a few days of listening according to 7 magic principles that you taught us. My life is upgraded into a dream order for my bread baking business, incredible and magical and quite funny with the 4 months that it took to take action. Thank you, Peggy, from my sincere heart, Jay Webb. Well, you are so welcome. I'm so happy to hear that. You know, I love hearing about that. Love. Would you mind sending me an email, peggy@peggymccall.com, and just share that with me? And we're going to wrap up. I've got another call coming up in about 3 minutes. Listen, you guys really want to work with me? We've got a couple different opportunities. There's 3, okay? There's the Elite Circle of Influence. Yes, you can still get in. There's the high-end bestsellers for those authors that want to get on the New York Times bestseller list. And as of now, but I have a feeling this is going to be changing before the end of the week, I do have one-on-one mentoring, private mentoring available, but I think they're going to be full by the end of the week because I've had so many inquiries. I'm grateful for you too, Alicia. Thank you so much. Thanks, Rick. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. May, you're very welcome. I really love you guys. Love to be here to be of service to you. I'm happy. If you found it of value, you can actually watch it again. It's recorded. Love you too, Colleen. Thank you for all you're doing. And you can watch it again and send it to your friends. Send it to others. That's a great way that you can give. Send the link for others to watch this presentation and send it to everyone you know. How about that? All right. Hey, Dr. Vicky and Jackie. Okay, I'm going to be talking to you in about 30 seconds. Well, maybe a minute and 30 seconds. Justine, you're welcome. Samir, you're very welcome. Bianca, thank you. You're very welcome, Ariana. You're welcome, Susan. All right, guys. Thank you, Ariana. I really appreciate you. I love you too. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. All right. Okay, guys. Talk to you soon.